foraging. 100 hours. I foraged for 100 hours. One of the worst skills in the game, but was it the best? I just chopped down trees for 100 hours. I could have used that time to do something productive, like mining or something. No, I had to do foraging. Was it really worth it? Stick around and find out.
Alternates, you want to clean the blood off my drum set?
First, I started by cutting down some logs and getting my foraging level up. After that, I went to my house to see if there are any cheap fabricators, but let's just say I didn't have them. After that, I just went to the park and just started knocking out quests. Yo, what the fuck was that? So I got to Galatea and started foraging. I chopped down a fig tree and just completed the early game quests. So I completed my first Agatha's contest. I got rare, which isn't that good, but it's a start. Then I claimed some chapter 2 and chapter 3 quests. And then I leveled up my skill. Then I could have access to the bazaar. I also just claimed some of the Moonblade Marsh chapter 3 quests. And I leveled on my Heart of the Forest as well. Then I went back to the jungle, chopped down some trees, so I could craft the Ocelot pet. Even though it's common, it's still better than no pet. So yeah, I went to Cat to level it up, but I didn't have enough logs. Yeah, so now I wait. Alright, it's done. Uncommon Ocelot. It's not much better, but at least it's an improvement. So I got back to cutting fig trees on Galatea. Now, I know I needed the next upgrade, the Fig Hue, for the Fig Stone Splitter, so I decided to just make that real quick. Bang. And we leveled up our carpentry. Sweet! Yeah, so now I have the Fig Hue, which is just much better than my current asks. And yeah, we completed a task. So now we're a bit closer to Fig Stone Splitter. Yeah, so I just got back to chopping down fig trees. Got my fig milestone up, which is always good. Yeah, so now the goal was to get not only a Fig Stone Splitter, but all the other fig armor pieces to upgrade my suite. It shouldn't be too hard considering I just had to chop down fig trees, but the grind would get to me. I just had to keep chopping fig trees over and over again with no sweet or like fortune, and I just got nothing out of it. Yes, so this is my first video. I would really appreciate it if you helped me reach my goals of YouTube rank by liking and subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Alright gang, Whiplash.
At this point, I've beaten the early game foraging plateau. I have armor, tools, and coins to work with. I think it's time I could have some fun with foraging. I lost the footage, but I got a Fig Stone Splitter. I thought it would be good if I added some boosters to it, because I'd eventually add them either way. So I just got that done. After that, I went to the sanctuary to get some bamboo leaf shards, because they give you sweet, so I might as well get it. And honestly, it didn't take that long to max out. So I immediately got back to chopping down the fig trees, and I also got some fishes, so I just gave those to Coral for fishing XP. Yes, so I got my first legendary contest, which was nice. I mean, it's no special, but it's progression. And Starling prize, let's go. Now I need 20 more to get a shiniest for the big dragon pet later. Yeah, so now I could craft big striders, which were alright. They're the second piece I needed to complete the fig set. I lost the footage for the helmet, but I ended up getting all 4 pieces. So I went back to the sanctuary to get some Mochi Bear shards, because I'd eventually need them either way, so might as well. Yeah, so after all that grinding, I think I have enough Mochi Bear shards to get to a decent level. And then I just went back to claim some Agatha contests. Yeah, so I was in BC with my friends while I was grinding, and I got the 5th fig tree milestone. Woohoo! So I went back to chopping some fig trees to get my foraging level up. And I got foraging 30. Yeah, so I decided to put an absorb book on my just to help it get some more stats. I won't max out the axe anyway, so might as well. Bang. Let's go. Let's absorb 1. And yeah, now I switched to chopping mango trees because I needed the equipment. And while I'm chopping these mango trees, there's this dye called the mango dye. You know, it's one in like a couple million trees. And yeah, awesome grinding. Bang. It's mango dye. 1 in 10 million. I'm like really under. So I got all the mangrove equipment and just went back to chopping fig. I think it's so easy to get into foraging, but it's so hard to like actually do it. I've been chopping trees for so long and literally nothing has happened. Yeah, so I just kept chopping down fig trees. Honestly, it wasn't even that bad after a while. I just like woke up and just chopped trees all day. I mean, at least I got 40. Yeah, so I just want to check my Heart of the Forest for a second. Wait, low-key, I got that. That's light. So yeah, I was at this point I just switched over to the fig trees and just started chopping those down. I also got 40. So yeah. I think it's time to upgrade my frog pet. It's been at Epic forever, and I just think it should be legendary. Thankfully I have a cat flower, so it shouldn't take that long. Bang. And that should be the legendary frog in... Yep. Yeah, so now we have a legendary frog. It's not like it's horrible either. Like, it's alright. Now I just have to get the Jade Dragon though. And that would be the hardest part of this grind. Yes, I've saved up like a few Agatha coupons. I think it's time to spend them though. So I'm just gonna start buying some shards. So I have some heron shards, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Yeah, so I got as many as I could. I might just buy it off the auction house, honestly. Yeah, so I ended up maxing my mangrove. Yo, why are these girls always calling me? Yeah, so I ended up having a couple rooms, so I thought why not just combine them. Yeah, so one of Hina's quests was to fish, so I just started doing that. I had to fish over wetland specifically, and with my subpar gear, it would take a while. Yeah, so after a bit of fishing, I just caught the wetland, and I decided to kill it. Yeah, so as you can see, this wetwing wasn't the brightest. Didn't fight back. Took it. So I went to fishing the core lots to complete Hina's quest, and yeah. Let's go with the first shard. Yeah, so I just got done with another quest, so I think there's one more. Now I just claimed some bag at the contest. And now I think the goal is just to get a jade dragon, honestly. Yeah, so at this point I've maxed out my foraging level, so I think it's time to get level caps. Yeah, so I found this HUD macroing. He wasn't even doing it good. He was just like walking around. Bro, what is this guy doing? Yeah, so I got back to chopping down mangrove trees. Like, dang. Now we have maxed out vine sap collection. Yeah, so I got back to chopping down big trees. Something special happened in this competition. Now I was chopping trees all over the place. I was like that. And I got special. Now that's my first special, which is honestly a milestone. So I just kept chopping down trees over and over again. I probably could have gotten specials earlier, but I guess this is my first one, so that's great. And the year the pig rolled out, and I just decided to take a break from foraging and do that. It wouldn't hurt, right? Dang. Yeah, so I just ended up grinding that. I got a decent amount. I think like 40 mil. So I went back to foraging to grind coins for the Jade Dragon, giving me 500 million coins. And this happened. I was tagged out. Oh my god. Well, yeah, that happened. But we're not gonna let setbacks off us, are we? So yeah, I just kept chopping down big trees in order to get back like everything I lost. I was like chopping them down left and right, you know? So yeah, I had to like sell everything. My foraging essence, my logs, my right kidney. It was all gone. Yeah, so I just took a quick break to combine some runes. Bang! Now I couldn't apply it just yet. So yeah, I claimed some money, and I just kept making more money. Now I was still salty for dying losing all that money, but for the most part I made it all back. And I was really close to 500 million. I think that's honestly an improvement. Now it was graduation night. My friend was graduating, and I couldn't make it to his ceremony, so I promised him I'd get a jade dragon tonight. So I just sold everything I had. I think I'm ready. Now I just have to make sure my part of the forestry was set up right. This is a monument. Like, in all the time I've spent playing Skyblock, I've never gotten this far. Like, in anything. So yeah, let's get it started. Now I was following the tutorial for this part, so you kind of just see me stalling out, but yeah, just kept swimming down. And I've made it. This is the first dragon egg I've ever gotten. Oh my lord. This is what all of my playtime has led up to. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, so I got back to the surface and just started leveling up my jade dragon. Honestly, I did nothing for the rest of the time except just like chopping down trees and yeah. I also chopped down some more mangrove trees. At some point I got another mango die, but I didn't record it. But yeah, level 67. Ha, that's funny. That's funny. Alright. 100 hours of playtime. Let's see what I have to show. 800 million net worth. It would have been at 1 billion at this point. I kinda sold with my foraging stats. But yeah. I think I did pretty good. Honestly, there were some parts where I sold, like chopping down big trees, like getting my sweep up. But yeah, I dropped 2 mango dies, I got a dragon. I think this was a pretty successful run.